All right, let's see if we can get a signal from the Bat Cave. Come on, YouTube, don't let me down. And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Jedi Academy here on the SWGOH Gamers YouTube channel. We do this most Saturdays from this time, 10 a.m. Central U.S. to about noon Central U.S., 11 Eastern. 1 Eastern, and this is a show for Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, but it's a very unique show where it is just a straight Q&A show. And the way it works, if you have questions about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes with myself and whatever content creators, guests that want to come aboard, I have an open invitation on the call. They can jump in at any time. Real life stuff. They make it when they can make it. But they jump in and we're here to answer your questions. And how do you get a question answered? All you got to do is put your question into the chat and I'll scoop it up. But make sure you follow the following format. Make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question, comment, and or statement. That's how I identify questions and we'll get them squared away. Yeah, Jedi Rules, I know what time it is, Pacific time, but you damn West Coasters. But yeah. We're on YouTube, so that means if you really want to help us with the channel on YouTube and stuff, have content over here with the videos and things that we're putting, make sure you watch the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Yeah. Is it daylight savings time tonight? Oh, poo-poo. All right. So yeah, so get your questions in. Any and all questions are asked. I give you a greeting. I like to shout out everybody. We've got Jedi Rules. We've got Dalton Miles. Hey, Sato. Konnichiwa. Konbawa. Says hello there. Hello there. What else? 73. Thank Buddha. It's Saturday. That's right. And then daylight savings time. Epic Fails coming in says hello there. Hello there. And put in the thumbs up. That's right. Put in that work. Get that thumbs up in there. There you go. Fatality version 2 of the UK says morning, afternoon skewers. That's right. Just having a over there. No England. No capital. So yeah, hit the thumbs up. Get your questions in, and we will begin the process. Had a fun time last night with you guys. Hung out for a couple of hours. And had lots of fun. Did a lot of shoeies. There was no Ram yesterday because he was busy doing his military ball, and Heinz is on vacation. So it was just little old me holding down the Friday nights, and we had a lot of fun, and I appreciate all you. We had Desi Noodle Snarf, and Karth came out and hang out for a little bit, and Boss, and it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun last night. I also had a lot of fun on on Halloween. I was in the full Beskar costume. So I enjoyed that with you guys. So that was a lot of fun as well. So glad to have you guys here. All right, so get your questions in. Let's get this party started. Get your coffee, get your croissants, get your spot of tea, or whatever it is you need to do, and let's get this started. Got our first question already from Fatality V2. He says, question, thoughts on when the next Lightspeed packs might drop? Anniversary maybe? Possibly. I don't know if it's going to be a rehash of what they did before. I don't think we're going to get anything like we got for like the GLs and things like that until next year. It's possible. You never know. And I really don't know what the cadence is when it comes to their packs and what they're looking at. We'll see. For the anniversary, I can see them bringing back the packs like, well, if you didn't get Rey and SLKR the first time, young one, you should get it this time. So I could see them doing that, or during the holidays, during the Christmas 2-week period with Christmas and New Year's and stuff like that. So yeah, but we do have the 8-year anniversary coming up, so that should be, yeah. Epic Fails says Ewoks. What about them? They suck. I hate them. I'm glad you had fun last night, Jedi Rules. So I was glad to have you there. So yeah, get your questions in, get all that stuff in, and let's kick this party off right. Glad to have you guys here on a Saturday morning. Lightspeed pack. Why am I getting my packs all jacked up? I don't know. It's too early in the morning for me to be thinking about think factioned. Yeah, it's the one pack, right? I don't know. There's so many packs of late. My brain melts. They've put a lot of packs out, different packs. It's like, yeah. Lightspeed pack. When would that come back? If this is the one I'm thinking about, right? You never think of the wrong pack. Maybe I'm having a brain aneurysm. Am I really here? Are you all really here? Are we all really here? It's just a simulation? Hmm? There's some little things in the chat, just like, oh my god. Oh, no, a new one? Oh, if it's a new one, I don't know then. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. The pack things have been, you know. Life is but a dream. Do 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 do. Got piece of that in chat. Ranger, are we getting little icons in the way here? Are we getting the new kit for Grogu and ID12? Not soon, but soon-ish. We might get another character next week. If not, it'll be the week after. Because we just got Vizsla. I wouldn't surprise me. We'll have to see what the cadence is on the release for this, Galactic, whatever they're calling it. Galactic Legends Legacy Acquisition Fight Challenge stuff. We'll see what it is. I don't know. We'll see which character. They just said that these are the three characters we're getting on top of Vizsla, but we don't know yet and which one they're going to put out next. Well, whatever. Which one it counts, we'll see. Dark Side says hello there. Hello, Dark Side. Hello there. The next Lightspeed pack will be an Ewok pack. That one's that takes them to Relic 5. It's possible. I hope not. I mean, I guess, for $9.99, it's not bad. I could get my Ewoks squared away. They've already got all their shit on them. I just haven't geared them because why would I do that to myself? But, Yeah, but just because they're data mined in the past, you gotta take that with a little bit of a punch of salt there, as Grande would say. Just because it's in the data mine, 85 to 95%, 85 to 90% of the time when you get data mined information, it's pretty accurate. But what the thing you don't know is when they're releasing, because when you get data mined information on that, you don't know when they're going to release it or what their plans are, if they even are going to release it. You can find stuff in the data mine. We found a lot of stuff in the data mine that has never come to fruition. So we'll wait and see. It's more likely than not fatality, high probability that we'll get some more Lightspeed packs because they were very popular. When are we going to get them? And those kind of questions you just can't answer. Usually if it's in the data mine, it's there, but we just don't know when they're going to release it. You know what I'm saying? So it's always caution people. It's like, I saw this in the data mine. I'm like, great. Do you know when it's coming out or if it's coming out? Because I sure don't. Hey, Contingent 33, what's going on, buddy? Says good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good evening. Good morning, my friend. I don't know if it'll be the same as the Malik event. It could be something different. I mean, it'll be an epic confrontation, but it's like, what's it gonna mean? We don't know. When is the anniversary? It'll be November 26th, 27th. That's the last week of November. It's right around the Thanksgiving time period, Fatality V2 for the US that comes out. I remember that because I started playing the game after Thanksgiving. After it had launched, this is when I first started joining. So yeah, but yeah, just be advised if we get the packs and whatever they are, that's great. But most likely, if it does come, it'll come for the anniversary. If not, it could be pushed till the Christmas holiday season. They may do another round of that. So yeah, you can get it data mined, but it doesn't tell you any dates or release points or anything like that. Most times you have a pretty good idea. We're pretty good at guessing it, but packs are different. It's different for a character or something along those lines. We can usually get, when we get that character from, we see a character or something and they were like, yeah, we pretty much have an idea when this sucker's coming and some of the other stuff. But when it comes to packs, I'm always like, just let's wait, because sometimes it doesn't always come to fruition and we don't know when they'll pop it in there. So, but I think the anniversary makes the most sense. We got somebody else joining us. Oh, it's Epic Fails. He fails, but he's epic.
Howdy ho,
Howdy
Ranger.
ho. Howdy ho, Epic. You sure do smell like flowers.
Yeah.
You sure do
Like,
have that Christmassy spirit. I love this time of year. It's my favorite time of year. The holiday season. Do dee doo. Santa Claus. Do dee doo.
my favorite was just passed because the greatest month of the year just
Well,
ended.
Halloween I get dressed up and have fun, and then that passes, and then it's time to get ready for
That's cute.
Thanksgiving, and I'll chill for a couple weeks and we'll start getting stuff ready.
Mm,
But Thanksgiving's a big day for my family, and then the next day is the big
yep.
Christmas explosion of the catalog in my house, where everything looks like a Sears catalog with 900 trees and wreaths and
Nice.
stockings and trains and everything. So I spend the day basically. Um, Busting my ass, carrying shit everywhere, yeah, inside and out. The process begins. That's Epic
It,
Fails there, Jedi Rules. He's been on here before, buddy.
yep. Yep. I
When I
come in
when
and
I allow him to be on, yes.
correct.
When he,
Or I'm in the corner, master.
that's right.
Dubbing needs a
Wait a minute,
star.
I haven't received my tribute. Where's thy
I
tribute,
I am
Centurion?
so sorry, master.
Don't call me that. It's Emperor Redbeard Ranger. Thank you.
Sorry. Emperor Ranger, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go with Senpai. I'll go with that. Yeah,
Okay.
Senpai's better. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah. You're the Kohai. All right. Oh God, so
Since
sore.
they bought me a smoker, they put me to work on Thanksgiving and
That's right.
making
You
turkey.
get your lazy ass up and cook some good meat.
Yeah.
I used to do that, but my mom on Thanksgiving is she's I'm just the sous chef. I just the prep. So I just cut everything and get everything ready. I get up in the morning, Thanksgiving morning, and get some coffee. Yeah, it's just tradition. And drink some coffee. And then I start just cutting the shit out of stuff. A lot of stuff we do in the night. We'll cook the cornbread and some other stuff the night before.
Nice.
And you get it out all ready for the cornbread stuffing and other things. We'll cook the pies, everything like that. You got to cook the pumpkin pie and all that other good stuff. And then once that's done, then it's like, bam, it's time for to make it fresh and live. So you get the turkey prepped, you do all that stuff. You get the cornbread stuffing ready. You start cutting all the celery and onions and everything else you need, and then yeah. So, but I just have the Macy's Thanksgiving parade on, and I'm just listening to the music and going la 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 la, and just cutting. I look ridiculous.
The question, Ranger, is what color lightsaber do you use while you're doing
I always use red. I will
that? Okay.
always have red, and I will always use red. The only other color I will use is purple, and that has nothing to do with Mace. That has to do with our Lord and Savior, Darth Revan.
Mm.
Oh.
Oh, oh,
Well, Jedi Rose, I'm sorry to hear this. As I will be working on Thanksgiving. Well, hopefully you don't have to
oh.
work the whole day, and you can get home
Sorry,
and
man.
enjoy a delicious Thanksgiving dinner. And if you were here,
Been there.
Jedi Rules in my neck of the woods, we'd just say, you get off work and you get your ass over here and enjoy some delicious food. That's right,
Yep.
Jesus. All hell, Lord Revan. Oh, Lord Revan. All right, get your questions
Oh.
in. Get your questions in. Get all that in, guys.
So that's the real question. When is our Lord and Savior coming in? I guess when we get
Next
lightsabers
year,
back
I think
for
he's going to be the next GL. I think he's
old.
going to be the next GL.
If
I
we see
really
light
do.
packs for Old Republic, then we're gonna know, right? Something's up.
Maybe, but
That will be.
they've tricketed us before. So
Yeah.
let's when you assume you make it
We
out
never
nice,
got Ravenger, did we?
no.
Yeah.
So
Meet
let's
Mitra Surik. Man, we need some good characters from that. I wish they would come.
yeah. So yeah. I think the next GL most likely will be Revan.
Freya, for that
Let's
matter, her Jedi form.
Is Darth Kreia? I mean, is Jedi Master Kreia? Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Or even the one that is with Mitra, whichever version you want to do.
there's so much stuff that they could do from the old Republic
Yeah.
timeline. I mean, Bane,
Yes. Oh
Zana,
man, I
Tuvok
love those
Horde,
books.
Vitiate, Scourge. They could do the entire family from the Eternal Throne, Valkorion, Arkin, Thexan, Valen. It just they could, Jesus. There's so many different routes that they can go.
Should I mention the ET? Or
ET.
is that still? Yeah, Eternal.
The Turtle Twins. Oh yeah, yeah, it's fine. I already did. I've already done 2 lore videos on it for these.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
technically one's dead, so it's really only one, but you could do both of them. Sorry, spoilers.
I think you can spoil a game that's that old. No, Jedi Revan's trash. All hell, true Revan. Jedi Master and Sith Lord Revan. Well balanced, like a martini. Bacon, well stirred.
Oh man, another second neutral character to go with Hondo.
Oh, there you go. Hey,
Hey,
hey, Revan, we go blow
hey,
some shit
Rabbit,
up. You force choke some fools, we make a good deal.
I'll make you a good deal. Let's stop this.
Hey,
down
let's
for you.
bargain here.
If you think the Revan we have is trash, you're using him wrong. I'm sorry. That's
Well,
user
no,
error.
I mean Jedi
He
Revan's
is
still awesome. Darth Revan's really awesome, but he's not the true version of Revan. He's
correct.
not the Revan we need.
Not the one we want for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I think we need him too. Just
I
because
agree.
he
Any
would.
more dual wielding
I'd be happy if they did
force
Revan
users?
Reborn too. I mean, any of the later version of Revan, I would be down for. Revan Reborn or Dark Revan. You know, at that timeline after everything happens, and you know,
Yep.
any of that he would look sick and be awesome.
It'd be nice to get another like HK too if he comes in.
Yeah, killing some meat
In that
bags.
version.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with neutral characters. Hey, sis, we'll see what they do.
Yeah.
But you know, even though we only have Hondo, right, neutral character. The good thing is though, they've opened up the lane. So let's see what they do with it. You know,
Yeah.
so and I think Hondo has worked really well. He is actually a fun character that you can use in multiple different teams, and he's a lot of fun. And yeah, so we'll see what they do. But I think Revan would have to be neutral. But what would be cool is you can use certain aspects of him with either Jedi or Sith. I think that would be a lot of fun to fuck around with. You know, maybe you don't make him so OP that you can use him with Galactic Legends, but he would be a powerful character that you could take a lot of other Jedi teams and or Sith and just go, wee.
I think if he comes in, he's a galactic legend. And I've heard other creators say that all Hondo needs is to be able to work,
Well, if he's a Galactic
get the
Legend, that shit all
leadership
goes out the board. Yeah.
with either side. Yeah. If they could work with either side, it would. I know it would cause chaos to start with because they didn't build the kit that way, but it would help a lot.
Ray Rock, do you
using
think we will get a new Basla if there's a new Revan? No, I think Basla's pretty set both for versions.
Teal,
I mean,
it's definitely a thing.
The thing about Basla is that once you get through the game stuff, I mean, yeah, her and Revan have a relationship. They get married. They have a kid.
Yep.
But then nothing, and you don't really think of Basla until her ancestors comes back. You know, with Satil, and then Satil's
doesn't she become a Grand Master though? Like when the Jedi reform.
Yeah, but they don't really go into her story other than other than that, because Revan becomes a Jedi Master. You know, so I mean, it's like okay. But then Revan had that itch for Vitiate, and he just couldn't help it. You know, and he went
Jedi Master one. Really, he's a Sith Lord, I guess, if you say it, sort of.
Well, after he'd gotten through the events of the story and everything that happens, he the
Revan Chist and the Revan Knight.
Yeah, all that stuff, but then once he calms down, becomes a Jedi Master again, he gets that itch, and then he goes after Vitiate, and then Vitiate captures him, and then he's trapped for 300 years with Vitiate, and then and then you in the Old Republic game, you go and unknowingly release him, or no, Scourge releases him, and then you go and fight him as he's trying to build up his army again, because he only has one thing in his brain: I must kill the shit out of Vitiate. That's all there is.
Yeah.
I feel like GL Revan would need to have Dark Sun Last Endemers be the most effective. Yeah, he's
agreed.
He's kind of like the
best. All 3 Revans on a team, that would be insane.
Like,
could you imagine that? All Revan.
Yeah, I would like to see Revan where you could use both, because Revan was just Revan. He was like the Bendo. He didn't give he mastered the dark side. He'd mastered the light side, and
yes.
I mean, so he was down the middle. He just used the Force for what Revan wanted to do, for what he
Yeah,
thought was necessary. Revan was very arrogant, but as arrogant as he was, a lot of times he was right. He went about doing shit very badly, but he still stayed on course. So for him, the Force was a thing to use for whatever you were trying to use. He didn't really buy into the concept that there was only the dark side and the light side. Revan went on a lot of pilgrimage and research and stuff, and did a
yes,
lot of holocrons. That's what Darth Bane found, and for the Rule of Two, he found
correct.
Revan's holocron of his philosophy of the Sith and the Rule of Two that he wanted to create because of the infighting and bullshit that the Sith were doing and stuff like that. So yeah, he's a
That was the
fascinating
temple
character.
Bane got his armor, right?
Yeah, we got all the parasites on him. Yeah.
Parasites in them. Yeah.
Maximus, how come we don't have a Old Republic movie or TV show? I have no earthly
Ah,
idea. That's
tell
such
me
a
about it, man.
fascinating timeline, man, that you can go back
Yes.
and do stuff with. I don't know why they haven't done it yet.
I think because the games are so good, it would be hard. Like his life is kind of cold. It's the problem you would have with like trying to do Bane. You could do the books or you could do the games.
Well, they have a lot of
I,
openness with Revan because it goes in
yeah,
chunks. We know some
sure.
things about his early life, which you could really
Yeah,
cover and build him up.
definitely.
To his
His
battle,
Jedi
we know
training.
what happens, but we don't know a lot of details about it.
Yeah,
With the Mandalorian Wars and stuff, and we have certain
that
things we
would be
know, but there's a
awesome to
lot of
see.
gaps that they could have a lot of good stuff that they could do, and they've got incredible characters. I mean, Revan is the story of the tragic hero. You know, that
He's even more than that though, because I don't see him as tragic. He wants to do the stuff because he knows something bigger is always out
I
there.
know, but
Like
he's still the
there's always a reason to his
yeah,
madness.
he's still the tragic hero because he's a tragic fallen hero. He's got a combination of both where tragedy is always around him, but he makes the choices. Like he's going to go fight the Mandalorians, and he's got all these great intentions. Then he gets in the war, and is like, oh my god, these guys are maniacs and genocidal maniacs, and that starts him down the path of the dark side. But Revan, being Revan, thinks, I'm not gonna fall to the dark side. It's just like, yes, you are, Revan, with the way your
I
tactics changed, the way you
I
handled
feel
stuff.
like that's yeah, I feel like that's more nuanced because doesn't he get called? And that's part of the reason he goes so
No,
extreme.
so
Like
the
he gets called from the other, because at a point or wait, when he finds Malachor before he blows it up,
no.
he,
So in the early years, Revan he was a prodigy, trained by Kreia, and she had
mhm,
already instilled in him some of her philosophy of like the
sure,
problems she had with the Jedi. So he made Jedi Knight. Him and Alec, who was becomes
for sure.
Malik, and we
Yep.
don't even know Revan's real name. He didn't adopt the name Revan until after the war started, right?
Yes.
But the Mandalorians started their stuff.
When he took
We know
the
why they
helmet
did
from
because
the
of
phone.
Vitiate. But when they started their attack, the Jedi Council was like, we're not getting involved with this. But he was like, yes, we are. We have an obligation.
Yes.
He had the idea of like
Matriarch
great
and
power,
everything.
with great power comes great responsibility kind of thing. And so he
He
went
well,
to
he saw
fight.
the stagnation of not only the Jedi,
Well, yeah, the Galactic
but
Republic, who
the
were
Galactic
shitting
Republic.
themselves. Yeah, they were shitting themselves all over the place. Like, what do we
Yes.
do? The
Well, he
Mandalorians are
goes
wiping out planet by planet by planet. They're just wiping out everybody.
from the second game. They retcon some things because he goes to Malachor beforehand with Beodor, and they find this the Sith Temple was already there,
Yeah.
along with the star maps. Obviously, the star maps is what I guess it's the star maps that tell him something else is out there.
Well, yeah,
Because when he finds all those finally, he
they had to
realizes
find seven star.
the
Yeah,
Star Forge is out there.
but that was something again. Vitiate had kind of set going on.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. He puts it all together, and that's why he bombs the crap out of Malachor. It's not only to stop, like it's a ruse, right? He knows he's going to fall by bringing all this death. He can't realize what it's going to do to other Jedi, like making Zion and Nihilus, and even Mitra Surik, who's there as well, who survives with that hole. But he knows he has to. destroy that planet because of the temple, although the temple survives, as we find out. Because he needs to go on. He needs to almost die as a Jedi and then go on to find this and go back to the Star Forge, right?
Yeah. It's very convoluted. You have to really like Revan. If you look at Revan's Wikipedia page, it's like Jesus fucking Christ, how much shit is there? It's so. I mean, every plot point is its own story. So I just try to when I talk about Revan, I try to cover it in general terms because, good God in heaven. Hey, Karth.
It's
What's
crazy.
up?
I saw you join.
The two games kind of overlap each other because they were done by two different studios, so some of the backstory kind of intertwines with the first game.
Yeah,
so,
and it gets into, and then you get into more of that into the.
You got the book and the new game,
the Old Republic, and the comics.
Yeah, that was the like the low key problem with Revan's story, and it's not really a problem, but it's what creates the inconsistencies. Is the fact that they've come back to it so many times that it just becomes like convoluted because you for Krea's thing to make sense, we have to introduce a backstory for something we never talked about in the first game.
Yep.
So it's like now we have to go explain how this came to be because it was never mentioned before. So you just start pulling on threads and you start having to explain more and more stuff. And that's what they ended up doing with KOTOR 2 is starting to just like, well, we're just going to say that he didn't tell the Jedi about this mission and this happened. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
No biggie. Not really important, no biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the second one, when they break Malachor, he knew he was going to get an army that he could lead into the other galaxy, what do you call it? The far off places, the unknown universe. Or I guess he sets them up at that station to wait for him. But
I'm trying to remember. It's so convoluted. There's Malachor, and then when that happens, and then he runs into the Rakata. That's after his visit Vitiate, and there's a whole story with him, the Rakata, and how he breaks free from Vitiate and everything about their history and stuff, and then the Star Forge. It's like, oh god, so much stuff, man.
Yeah,
and that's not even talk about the Old Republic, man. Holy shit.
I know.
We'll be here for
because
the
games kind of allude to like Revan was masterminding a lot more. But when they went back and put in Vitiate into KOTOR,
he's calling him.
Then they were like, oh no, it was Vitiate who was the mastermind behind everything. You're like, oh come on.
which made sense, but you're still kind of like, oh really?
Not mastermind, but he's the inciting incident.
Oh, he's the puppet master of puppet masters, man. He'd been doing that shit for 1,500 years at that point, man. I mean, Tenebra, and everything he had done, and then the dude was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was just how they put it together because they kept going back to explain more. So they had to keep throwing more things into the mix. So it's like, how does Revan know everything? Okay, well he's got to know from somebody. Okay, who's that somebody? It's like, it's a Sith Emperor who's lived for a millennia plus. It's like, oh, okay, so this guy knowing everything makes a lot more sense now because he's been alive or around for so damn long. So they kind of kept throwing in things that kind of shored up the story, but then also left more questions, so they had to keep going back and explaining it. Because I mean, even in the SWGOH game, the Vitiate story is convoluted as hell, and they keep adding to it.
Yeah, this is like, oh, we defeated the great evil. Wait, Corian, what are you doing over there?
I didn't like that body anyway. I'm gonna squeeze out.
We've killed him a few times now, and he just keeps coming back.
Babies.
Man, it's like that bad case of syphilis, you get the
they make penicillin
antibiotics and can't just beat it. Keeps coming back.
The gift that keeps on giving. Kashmir says Star Forge. I've heard of the Star Forge. Nah.
Nice.
No, Kashmir. No.
But have you heard of Yoda's stick?
Not Yoda's. It was Exar Kun's master. Damn it.
Oh, whatever.
A magical stick, yeah. Star Forges make stars, and
Does makes
Master
Sith army.
Sabrak stick. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Michael Paulson, shame on you.
Yeah, the Zabrak are very horny.
Star Wars Earth Idiots. We will be recording. Even if it's myself tomorrow, we're recording an episode of Star Wars Earth Idiots. Well, the last one we did was
we were ranking
rank
Masters,
the Sith Masters. Yeah, the Sith. It's just in general, right? We're going to do Jedi next, and that'll be a lot of fun because I'm curious to see what the idiots think.
They all garbage. They all died by clone troopers. This
dog water.
Dog water. Get him out of here.
Get out of here, dog water. All right, get your questions in, guys.
You can always pick Luke, right?
Luke will be in there. Don't worry.
There can be only one.
I know. That's not Highlander. All right. If you want to ask us a question, get your questions in now. Make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question, comment, or statement, and we will get that scooped up about SWGOH or anything like that. And then for streaming, we're going to knock out a lore video tomorrow. Let me see what Finn wants to do for D&D. I've been so busy, I haven't had a chance to catch up.
I love how you have your Revan costume behind you there.
Oh yeah, got the Revan costume. That's the old costume I wore for our children's hospital visits and stuff. Nobody knew who the hell I was. I guarantee that's changed with the Beskar costume because I mean it was so funny on Halloween. People saw me and I could just hear kids, Mother Mando. Oh my god! So many pictures taken that night.
My girlfriend got me one of the Black Series Boba Fett helmets, so I was wearing that.
Yeah, it's
Fire pit, giving out candy.
Hey, Tumble Dry, the man with the best from the business, the State Ranger, Karth, Epic Fails and Skewers, Skull there, Tumble.
Skull.
Jedi Real says Ranger number 1 is Grandmaster Yoda. There you go, but you'll have to wait to see what the idiots think. They could disagree with you.
I mean, there have been other Grandmasters.
Yes,
I'm just saying.
They were pretty disgusting too.
That one guy with the stick was pretty cool.
Oh my god.
You need to tell Scribe to come on sometime.
It's
I've been watching your guys' one.
Well, when
it's great.
When we record the lore video, the problem is Scribe's getting ready to do his tribe talks right afterwards, and he's busy trying to set that up. So yeah, so one day we'll get it. We'll make that happen. But yeah,
it just requires a little bit more planning on that. It's also the 8-hour difference in time zone.
Yeah, I know. That stuff
kind of creates those headaches.
Yeah.
I hear you, man.
It's tough because I've done where we did a lore video and then I went and did tribe talks for about 3 hours, and I'm like, I'm going to go pass out now.
I bet I watched that one. That was a really good one.
Ray Rock question: speaking of other Grandmasters, would you want to see Yaddle come to the game? Absolutely. Young version of Duke.
Yeah.
All the stuff we got from Tales of the Jedi. You're damn right I would.
Did you?
Who's the other character they're doing young again? Oh man,
love it.
Baylan Skull.
Yes, Baylan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I wish that actor hadn't died. That's one of my favorite.
Yeah, I know.
I think they've done a good job with the voice acting though for their replacement because they did. It's Sean Bean.
Oh, yes, really? Was it
Sean Bean? It is.
Yeah.
I hope he comes to the real life one too. Yeah, I just heard that someone mentioned that.
Yeah, and I'm like,
maybe you did.
I might have been. I'm really excited about that because I think he'll do a good job. It won't be the
Ned
same.
Stark again. He's got to die.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoilers for Game of Thrones 10 years ago.
Yeah. No, 15 years ago.
15, yeah. Longer for me because I read all the books. I read that one 2 or 3.
Oh yeah, I read those when they first came out. Game of Thrones, Clash of Kings, Feast of Crows, all those.
Storm of Swords.
Yeah.
Feast of Crows and Dance with Dragons.
Can't remember. It's been a while since I read them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to see Yaddle and Young Dookie and whoever else they want to bring in.
Or Padawan Qui-Gon and.
Well, the 25th anniversary is episode 1's coming out, so I'd like to see Padawan Obi-Wan come in. You know, throw him in there with his buddy Qui-Gon. That would be fun, right? Maybe we get. If we
have Qui-Gon, he's got to be like running card games, smoking dust sticks, just like the coolest dude, Faux Hawk or something. That's how I imagine him as a kid.
They could bring in the Naboo Starfighter. There's Captain Tanaka. There's all kinds of characters that they could bring in from that. I know Gungans too, but you know.
No.
I think they're coming.
No,
I-
Try not to think about it.
I
No.
really want them to build out like a Naboo faction and give Padme a team again.
That
Like
would be cool,
give Padme literally give Padme a Gideon, but light side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
So somebody who can strip the opponent's turn meter and give protection up, and then just watch the chaos ensue, because it would be such a fun team to be able to play without having to take Gideon away from anything, because Gideon's going to be, well, he's got a couple new homes coming up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's he's got places to be. So I really kind of hope they do that. And that's kind of where, like, I don't know if that might be some of the groundwork they're laying with Keller and Beck, because otherwise I just don't know what he's doing. Like, he's got to be decent.
Yeah.
Unless they make that Jedi Council or something. Some people have theorized there's going to be a tag to pull all those Jedi Masters or you know,
Jedi Council. Yeah, the Jedi Council tag.
Or Jedi Old Republic. Why don't they make those guys work with Padme? It's so weird. You know, I wonder if you could do a couple of touch-ups and then
yeah, it's the kits that Padme has a hard time jiving with, because she needs protection up for her whole thing to work, and all of those Jedi and GR characters are gone to other teams now. And so it's
but I was thinking Kit Fisto and
they would need to touch they would need to touch up those kits to add protection up to their kits. So like when they, because otherwise Padme's just the only one providing it, and you just don't build it fast enough. And that's the whole, Padme's a one-trick pony. It's all about courage, and if you can't get it, you don't do shit. At least with the original Padme team with Anakin and Kenobi and Ahsoka, you know, you had damage behind the squad. So you still had something that you could do at the end of the day with that squad, but now it doesn't exist.
Okay. All right, get your questions in, guys. So if you have a question, again, put the question in chat. Make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question, comment, or statement. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, all that stuff, and we will rock and roll. Make sure hit the thumbs up. Do that thing.
Yeah. The Bo-Katan probably isn't coming till January at least.
Yeah, we'll get the characters through the holiday season. And this is the normal cadence. We get some kind of character like this.
How soon do we think the raid's coming? Because some people are theorizing it's like on the verge. I hope not. I'm not ready for Leia yet. I wish the double drops were more than one day. Help me.
There'll be more on the anniversary.
We'll probably get another one with the anniversary. It's always a weird thing with this, with the charity stuff, because it's so close to the anniversary. It's just like, I'm almost like, just lump it all together and make it a bigger deal. Like, come on. But we should get something with the anniversary. Usually we have a double drop somewhere in around the anniversary time. So
it'll be 5 days.
And some some assault battles and a
gifts. They'll give gifts.
And anniversary present that's got like a Zeta and some Omicrons in it and things of that nature.
I have a question for the master. I just got Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, which that team ate all my Chirotechs. Literally, I couldn't believe.
That's what they do. Yeah.
Just getting him up to gold and him to relic.
Yeah.
But now what do I do with him? Like, what team can I split him from? GL.
Yeah. So there's basically two options with Jedi Knight Cal, which is you either throw him with Revan, and you go deal with Malgus.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking. I need that.
And that even might be better set with Basti lead than Revan lead, to be honest, because that protection up, and her forcing any Jedi tank to taunt is so critical to not losing Cal in the opening salvo. So so that's where a lot of people are probably going to use Jedi Knight Cal. At least for 5v5 is teaming up with the Old Republic and doing things with that team.
Sweet.
Outside of that, if you want to throw him under Jedi Knight Luke, the current cron is allowing people to deal with Leia fairly efficiently, because you can get Drogon deleted very quickly, and then it cleans up.
I think Arnold did that or something.
Yeah.
Somebody
And
made that one.
Scribe just put a video out about, I think, a day or two ago doing that.
No,
But-
that may be it. Yeah.
But that's where a lot of people are using him. He's got versatility. It's basically, if you throw Cal with Jedi Knight or Jedi Master Luke, you can kind of make Jedi Knight Luke a little bit more of a free agent. He doesn't need to be tied to him as much. So you could do like Jedi Knight Luke Shock T, make her really fast, and then use that as just kind of a team to nuke things down and reuse Jedi Knight Luke's leadership.
Nice.
But you need to have a fairly deep Jedi roster for that. But you can kind of get away with stuff ish, because Jedi Knight Cal does replace a lot of the core mechanics of Luke, except for like the AoE stun. But but having the dispel on basic, having the turn meter swap, having the armor shreds, having the the instant defeat is huge. So there's you can kind of split it depending how deep your Jedi roster is, but I think for the most part it's either people are going to mod or put him with Jedi Master Luke to deal with bigger threats than that he can now more reliably deal with, or it's going to be with the Old Republic and then going to deal with Malgus. But I'm pretty sure like most of Kyber, Malgus is going to walk off the board and go to offense, because Malgus is the best non GL counter to Malicos and the Ufu squad. And
so getting to him, should I keep him on defense or keep him on offense? I just got my Surge into Omicron.
I would put Malicos on defense, because it's very solid. It forces a counter, and it's obnoxious, and everybody may not transition as fast to that option. I just know like where I'm at, which is the high end of Kyber 1. It's going to go away. You're not going to see Malgus on defense because Cal's going to eat him for breakfast. It's like, oh man, look at Cal just destroying that team for 65 banners every go. It's like, it's the way like a lot of people, if they don't have a good cron for Rey doesn't go to defense anymore, because Starkiller just goes, well, I'll take 65.
I have a build that Starkiller has a real the past crons helped it. Like I was almost always getting holds, no matter, even if they're throwing GLs at it. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do GL Ray, Ben Swallow there. I usually have Hoda R2 because I don't have Leia yet, and I forget what the fifth is. But because of the stealth and then the back end healing, like people seem to have a ton of trouble with like that build. Like I'll see where they only get like one character down, maybe if they're lucky, but like sometimes I can tell when they're thrown. Also, a lot of people in 2-3, usually I'm hanging in the high Kyber 3, they put their Star Killer on defense. So like then they're taking GLs against her and they fail more with GLs, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah. Ray's an interesting GL, because she's either like incredibly powerful for accounts, or she's just, well,
nothing.
You're shiny.
All right, let's get to the next question from Luke McNeese. What's going on, Luke? This question, Malik it's wrong, Luke. Malik and Gas were both epic confrontations that required light side and dark side tunes. Why do you think the new bow didn't require any dark side and man does? They just
it's pretty simple. They didn't want to do a massive event that required tons of characters, especially with the potential of the raid dropping, and that's already a huge relic gate for a lot of people. But it's probably because they wanted to kind of merge the concept of the legacy characters release, like Starkiller and Afra's, where they had 4 characters, and it's more of a thematic unlock per se. And then you get the character. I don't think they want to make the epic confrontations as nutty, because I think all the money on this one's going to be made by just, you're going to have the marquees through shipments, otherwise you're going to not get it on the first pass.
No.
And Bo's going to be nutty. I can't imagine Bo just not pound
already
in
said she's
face.
supposed to be able to take on GLs. I'm like, that's great, but I'm still not going to make a huge investment for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, the labels don't mean anything anymore. That's right, Nathaniel Morgan. When I call Carth a poo-poo head, it doesn't matter. Labels don't matter.
I mean, I don't care.
Yeah,
but
I
yes.
think the other side of it is that you'd have a hard time with a dark side squad, even with the upgrade to super. I can't call him Pooper Trooper anymore. Super Destroyer Trooper, because you wouldn't bring, or they would either have to allow them all or not allow them all. And if you allow them all on that side, which people already have in Django, like it's gonna wreck face of anything. Like that event wouldn't even stand.
Gar and
ISC,
ISC, like even with Gar leader, will destroy. Like the two could probably solo the event if you take them to high enough relics, because of how crazy they are. They get one counterattack and they'll nuke a character.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, I used it in TB this morning, and it was just like, oh, you can Gar counterattacked, ISC assisted, Gar assisted, ISC assisted,
Oof.
And then dead. Like, oh,
disappear. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think Scribe or somebody put a video about that, or somebody
Fatal put a video out about it first, and then Arnold did one like 2 days later.
Yeah, about gas. That was crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Nathan H. question: what Star Wars series would you like to see made? Old Republic. Just
Old Republic.
I don't care. There's so many good story arcs and stuff in there that they could do. That anything Old Republic for me would be a magical series.
Agreed, especially if they can bring in Bane.
Any of it. I just, they can go XR Kun. I'd be like, wee, So I don't care.
That's a great story too.
There's too many good stories that they could really flesh out and do. So for me,
Naomi's son Strider.
Oh my god!
Talk about Mara Jade.
No, Naomi was pretty badass. She was the
yeah. There's a lot of things in that earlier stuff that would be nice for them to revisit at some point.
I mean, they are. I heard that we saw this, that they're making a movie about the origins of the Jedi, and that excites me because if they are going to go and introduce like the Jedi and where all that came from, it's like 4 swords for anybody. Oh my god!
Tython and the crazy.
Yeah, Ashen Boken. The belief of Bendo to be balanced and all that stuff. The Great Rift because of the ricotta and everything that happens. I'd like a Korriban series geared toward adults. I would be.
Yes, please.
That would be so. I would like a Korriban series that is like Game of Thrones-esque. Like get into the gritty side of Sith culture of the warrior culture, the survival of the fittest, the plotting, the scheming, the backstabbing. Like there is so much that happens just in that environment that you're just like everything you could do would make sense. Like you wouldn't have to put much effort into explaining it. Like people would need to know that's how their culture is. You might need to have an episode or two that kind of explains how the Sith behave. And then after that, you just do whatever you want. You just someone needs to die. All right, we kill this guy. We plot to kill this guy. Why? Well, because he's in a higher position than us and we want it. Okay. There's next season. Ready, go.
Maximus question: what about the TV show The Acolyte? Do you think they could introduce the Old Republic? They could bring ideas from it, but it's mainly going to be in the High Republic when the Golden Age.
There's rumors that
possible.
Yeah, there's rumors that they're bringing Old Republic characters, like the Sith Old Republic characters, as part of the story arc. But I don't know how.
Yeah, we'll see.
In their tombs, maybe, or Datacrons, probably.
Datacrons probably is what they'll probably use them for. But they will they want to tie into some of that older stuff just to give deeper lore to what's happening with the Acolyte. But yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with that. Like I'm always interested to see what they're gonna do new with Star Wars. I want them to get back to better storytelling.
This is going to show my age, but did anyone read the Driz Duarden books?
Are you kidding me, dude? I've read all those books, man.
Okay.
I'm a nerd.
So in those, the Drow Society is set up in like households, and you don't need them you can have them patriarchs instead of matriarchs. but they're like in a cavern, and I imagine
They're in the
like
Underdark,
that
yes.
on Korriban, where you have these like households, and depending if you want to do the real Sith, the red guys, start out there, or you want to go where it's mostly humans as opposed to, you know, the real Sith. At that point, you could take either point.
They would have to get into the 100, the 100 Fallen, and because the Sith Society existed before then, and they were into illusion and their
I feel you could start with the Jedi.
I'm trying to think of the word.
When the first ship lands on there, which would be kind of awesome. Like Car said, you'd need a back episode or two to just show what the Sith are doing without the Jedi, the fallen Jedi. And then the ship arrives, and then, I mean, the amount of chaos that would happen after that happens would be insane. But then break them into
the rituals. I had to think about that. Like, what's the word? Yeah, the rituals. They were into rituals and the dark side and all that stuff, and
the
they were
magic
into illusion, but they were no match for the Jedi when they got there, the Fallen.
Sure.
And then that led to, you know, the Sith Empire being reshaped, and they started conquering their part of the space, and thousands of years of the Sith Empire until the brother and sister came along and said, "Hey, we're from the Old Republic. Oh, we didn't know that still existed." War. Yeah. Hey, Sue's question: would not Disney destroy the Old Republic era with all their stupid scripts, genre politics, bad character development? I would rather not get anything from Disney. It's dependent on who you have.
Andor, baby.
I mean, yeah. So it's been hit or miss, and some of that is very true, Jesus, but some of it is not, because, like, if you look at Andor, just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I thought Ahsoka was very much well done, and for the most part, Mando's been really good. But I mean, look at Boba Fett. Kenobi, some parts just epic. Some parts I'm just like, But it depends on who you get to write and direct it, and how much autonomy you give them to develop it. And I mean, it's something that I would want Filoni to be involved with, you know, checking that shit and saying, I mean, if they get the right person and they can handle the story, then it can be really good. But if they try to do like they've done with other, I mean, Disney's going to learn the hard way. When you let people tell a badass story like Andor and Mando and Ahsoka, and they're really well done, and, you know, shit like that, and you get out of their way, and they know what they're fucking talking about with Star Wars, you get great series. When you try to do the bullshit you're talking about, Jesus, with like Book of Boba Fett and goddamn, you know, Kenobi, then you get what the reaction you get. You know, it's like they're going to learn the lesson, man. They're going to learn the lesson, and I think they're learning that, because Andor season 2 is going to be incredible, and it's around the corner. But we'll see, because Acolyte's going to be the next one, and we'll see if they're learning their lessons with Acolyte, right? If they aren't, then we're going to be like, another series that they fucked around with, you know, and did some stupid shit with this great story. Or are they going to be like, well, this is like Andor, it's incredible, I love it, you know? I don't know.
Well, it's just, they need to walk farther away from known storylines if they want to get into stories that check boxes. And because again, I'm not opposed to that kind of stuff. It just needs to be in an environment where it doesn't run all over the script and it ruins everything, because you have to make that character the best character. You know, it's like things that just don't really like translate that well. But like, if you want to get far away, you know, like the Acolyte could be a decent enough space for that, where we're pulled away enough from major characters where we might actually get a good story, and it doesn't matter if who's leading it or what's happening or what's going on with that. You know, they're just going to be what they are. And so I'm fine with that kind of stuff. I just get really frustrated when you have things where it's like they so with like Mando in particular, right? Grogu was never supposed to come back.
I know.
He was supposed to stay with Luke indefinitely. That was the plan. And then Disney was like, no, Grogu is so marketable, we need him back in Mando so that we can make money. And so then you had to spend part of the Book of Boba Fett explaining that.
Which is ridiculous. It should have been more gangster shit going on in that show. Yeah,
which ruined the vibe of that show, spending so much time going back and explaining what Boba Fett was what Mando was doing and what was going on in between that time frame. And then you have the beginning episodes of Mando season 3 that now have to go back through and explain how Grogu progresses, because now you have to explain Grogu becoming a Mandalorian and becoming a part of the clan and moving. You have to move that storyline forward. So that's where you get stories.
I like that story, but if it had been the original idea, then
it would have felt better if it had been a little. It felt like they shoehorned that part of the story into the beginning of it, so that they could then get to recapturing Mandalore and that kind of stuff. It feels like there's just a hard. Even with the Book of Boba Fett, it was the same way. There was a hard cut like midway through where it's just like, this is a completely different vibe from what we've seen previously, and it's like, man.
But
Can we quit getting the J.J. Abrams treatment, and we can have somebody write these series kind of connected and not have somebody come through and screw it up?
Disjointed and stuff.
Arthur, I'm 100%. If you look at the Andor writing team, this is who they need to hire to head.
1,000%.
Tony Gilroy, Dan Gilroy. But there's a guy named Stephen Triff, and I don't know if you guys watch The Americans. Andor is a lot like The Americans, and that was an amazing show. It had the girl with the curly hair from that old show. But anyway, it's an American spy one where they're Russians in America spying on America.
Let's leave it at that. Yeah.
Great show, but like that writing team for Andor is amazing. They should hire them and keep them doing stuff, like even give them movies and more stuff, because like that's as good of a writing team as you can assemble on something. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And really Tony Gilroy helped finish Rogue One, obviously.
Yeah. Let me say hi to some people there. Martin McAllister says hello. Hello there. Pesco Bendito, what are you doing, crazy vato? He says, hello there, vatos locos. Ándale, what are you doing, fool? You crazy kid, you. What are you doing, ese? Mando season 3 sucks. I don't think it sucked. I don't think it's as good. Mando season 2 is my favorite. There was parts that the one part where they went to the planet just lost me. I could have not done with that. I really liked Bo-Katan's story in this. I liked their relationship with Mando and everything that it sets up. But yeah, there was parts of Mando season 3 that took me out of it a little bit. But I don't think it's mid it's not my favorite. I still think season 2 and 1 were better. But there were some awesome stuff in Mando season 3.
Honestly, what they should have just done with Mandalorian is rebranded it and just turn it into Tales of Mandalorians.
Which was awesome. I loved it. It was great.
They just put Book of Boba Fett under that and put Bo-Katan, because that's really a large portion of what season 3 was reestablishing Mandalore, which required Bo-Katan. So there goes a large portion of your show not about your main character. It's like, see, you get it's always frustrating when you have a show that then like your main character isn't like the main character. It's like that's what Book of Boba Fett was, like 3 episodes of Boba Fett and then 4 episodes of sort of Boba Fett and at least 2 episodes of no Boba Fett.
Well, yeah, but they've got it back to where he's going to be training Grogu and all that stuff, and it's like, okay, now I'm, this is cool.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was just
it was just certain things. Yeah, but I didn't mind it because I just love Katie Sackhoff, and I think I am the 2%. You can sit on my face anytime.
Right. I will keep this seat clean for you.
Yes,
I promise.
I will wash your feet, my lady.
Yeah.
But
the new Battlestar.
Yeah.
She was.
Oh my god. Mm-hmm. But yeah, but I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. But they did certain points. I was just, God damn it, quit doing this filler bullshit. Stay to the main point. That's what I'm interested in, not this side shit. It's like, God Almighty.
The problem with Boba was it was like 3 episodes of Tuskens, 2 Mando.
I actually liked the Tusken story arc with Boba Fett, and then they just went.
Yep.
And I just like.
But then they killed them all, and then the story stopped. Like literally, it was
until the end. It's like what?
Yeah, like they didn't want. Like it's like they wanted to close that chapter. They didn't want anything like to open back up with Tuskens. Like, well, we want to explain how he survived, and the Tuskens helped him survive and get out of this stuff. But then we don't want the Tuskens ever to come back up again. So then we killed them all.
Yeah.
I'm like
what?
Why didn't they just use the Dengar story? That was already in the book, Tales of
I don't
Bounty
know,
Hunter.
man. Listen, man, you're asking
Like,
questions.
Dengar's the one
into that.
by.
I know he's the ones that get him out of the Sarlacc. We know, but just
well, a large portion of it too is they have to be careful with anything that they try to come close to that's already been written that they don't have rights to, because I guarantee
somebody. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I guarantee you, anybody who looks at Disney will milk them for every cent they can get out of Disney.
That's
so it's
true.
like, oh, you want access to my book series? Well, that's going to cost you, a few $1 million, please and thank you. And they're like, oh, well, we'll just get something close to this and we'll write it ourselves, and it'll cost us a team of writers and a box of donuts and like $20.
I guess, but I think it would only be residuals. I don't know if it would be upfront money, because that was still under the George Lucas banner. So any character, and Dengar is an original, like, he was made in Empire as a toy. So like the book licensed the characers Boba Fett and Dengar to write that story anyway. You're right, there are rights involved, but
Lucas was a lot more liberal with what was happening. He had a lot bigger check mark, like just basically there were a few things you couldn't touch and everything else was pretty much fair game. Agreed. But there was a lot of it was due to the fact that he didn't want to get into like limiting creativity inside the universe by getting it all locked down and licensing. But any of the stories that are told by those authors, unless they were working for Lucasfilm at the time, most of them still own the rights to those stories. And so it's like, even though they're using characters and they're using stuff in the Star Wars universe, it's no different than if I was to write a story about about American history and use predominant figures. I wouldn't have to change the names and go, well, I got to see if I can contact Abraham Lincoln and see if I can use his name in my book. It's like, no, he's a historical figure. You're kind of allowed to just kind of use some of that stuff a little bit more free use than needing every single character. It's not like having a character show up in a TV show where you have to have the rights to that character. That's a little bit more of the cinematic side of things, but storytelling has never really been that way.
All right. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. We got some more shows coming around the corner. We do know season 2 of Ahsoka has been lit. We know the Acolyte. We know Andor season 2, which I'm really excited for.
Skeleton Crew, man.
Skeleton Crew. Yeah, that looks
Skeleton
really
Crew
good
looks
too.
dope.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a little bit more dark.
Oh
too.
yeah. And they need to go dark with Star Wars, man. I mean, they just do. And we need to see
adult.
Yeah, they need to be Andor-ish with it. They need to have these really incredible. I mean, Andor, man. The show's praises enough, man. There's so.
Watched it twice already.
Oh, so good.
Maybe a third time.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, media is subjective. You like what you like, and you don't like what you don't like, and we nitpick and stuff because we're just, it's what we do. But yeah. Yeah, I'm with you, Martin, a little bit on that. The Skywalkers need to be involved in the current show because you can't have Thrawn coming back and not get Luke involved and Leia. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they need to have some interaction, especially Luke. I don't care if they have to deep fake. We need to have that. You're not going to sit there and tell me a storyline about Thrawn and say, well, Luke was over here just chilling, doing Jedi stuff. No, get that shit out of here, man. Especially if you read the Heir to the Empire series. Fuck that. But I think they need to separate that with the Mandalorians because now the Mandalorians are back and they're building up their planet and civilization again. They're going to be part of that fight, and I want to see that and all that stuff. So yeah, and I don't mind.
I believe they have a standing contract with the guy who's the Winter Soldier to be Luke, so they can bring him in.
I don't care who, just do it because we have to have the greatest Jedi fighting. Yeah, Sebastian Shaw's his name. Stan, whatever it is. But yeah, well, that was many years later in Eighth Age. But I mean, we got to have it. If you don't do Leia, she can just be a background senator and stuff. Okay, but Luke's got to be a part of the fight, man. So it'll be interesting to see
Mon
what they do.
Mothma's cast though for Andor, so she can pop up.
I love Genevieve. She's
Genevieve,
so good as Mon Mothma.
Mhm.
But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. We'll make our judgments on it. So yeah. It happened though, Nathan. It's hard to forget. They did Luke so dirty, man. God.
Yeah.
Because we did a comparison on one of the lore videos with Luke as what the way he was portrayed in his story arc in the Legends compared to what they did with him in the sequel trilogy. It's like, oh, that's so dirty, man. Just straight fucking dirty, man. It's like it's so feast and famine, man. You hear about Luke's journey and struggles and pain and suffering and everything he goes through, the ups and downs in the legend books, and ever the great confrontations and turmoil that he faces in the books, and then you get sequel trilogy. It's like, see, what had happened was we didn't give a shit about that. It's like, let's do this. Like, what? The fuck out of here. Oh my god. That really bothered
What's
me
funny
about the
is
sequel
that
trilogy.
that second movie can be fixed with an easy edit. You just have Leia die and not do the Disney fly. You have Luke go in the Falcon with Chewie to actually be there, and you have Rey bring up the X-wing to fly to Kylo. And then I heard someone say, you make Rey actually be dark. So, like the end of that movie, she goes with Kylo to whatever they're going to do. And then that sets up possibly a final confrontation, like the one director, I'm blanking on his name, who was Trevorrow, who was supposed to take over the third movie before he quit.
Yeah, there's a group, and I can't remember what their name is. They do an edit of what the prequels could have been or the sequels. They do a re-edit with a story with stills, things of that nature. And in the sequel trilogy, the opening scene is Snoke, who is part of the Inquisition. That's
cool.
That was cloned from Palpatine, but he's trying to find a vessel for Palpatine who has survived, hated, but it's much better where they are looking for a certain kind of body that he can possess to come back fully.
Right. So
and that leads into, and then this time, Ben hasn't fallen. He's still Ben. Rey is who Rey is, and she's the one, but she's not a Palpatine. She's just, the vessel that just happens. It's nobody and stuff. And so there leads to this whole story arc. I'm like, that would have been a hell of a lot better plot than what they did in this junction with 7, 8, 9, man.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Well, yeah, but we've seen Sith with their spirits and stuff and things of that nature survive.
Oh yeah, well
they explained it that way. It's like, yeah, it's fine, but it just Palpatine was in 9. It was like, I'm still alive, bitches. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you want to explain that some more? No, we don't have time.
What are those 1,000 people behind you? Those are my homies.
We got to spend 45 minutes ramrodding an entire new story into the beginning of episode 9, and then we'll briefly explain it, not in good detail, and then we're just going to say, that's all you get. Now enjoy Palpatine dying again. It's like, oh, okay. Like the whole thing is just such a, like, it feels like a toddler in the writing room, right? Where it's just like, I want big bad doing big things, and then the heroes always win. Well, and it's just like,
in this edit too, what they did with Rey and Ben is that they go through this journey where they're both pulled to the light and dark at the same time, and it leads to confrontations between them because they're trying to figure shit out, right? Luke's in the middle trying to do what he's doing because he's facing other stuff, and it was really an interesting dichotomy, right? You got these two characters that are getting pulled by both the light side and the dark side, and how that leads to their character development and their philosophies and how they actually interact with one another and go on this journey to try to figure out, what is the Force? What are we doing here? This kind of thing. And that was like, that's so much more interesting than what we got in the sequel. So who doesn't want a Darth Bane series? God damn, that shit writes itself. Oh my God. Darth Bane series would be phenomenal.
Give me another. Yes, please.
I would love it. All right, get your questions in. Make sure you put the word question for any extra question, comment, or statement. Hit the thumbs up, all that stuff. Subscribe if you like the content. We'll go for a little while longer here. And then it's today, Saturday. Oh, it's college football day. I forgot. College football day. And then tomorrow, looks like D&D's not happening, so that's fine. We'll get the lore video for you guys. And then I got a big game tomorrow. The Cowboys are playing the Eagles. I'm going to go watch it, Karth, and take my beating like a man. If we win, I'll be very, very happy. But I don't have much hope here, Karth. I think my Cowboys are going to get their ass. Eagles are.
Yeah, you just told all that to a guy who does not give a fuck about football.
Why don't you man up and watch some sports ball?
I don't care about sports on television. I'll play them. I don't like watching them. It's so boring to me.
Chiefs, baby.
Did I say that? Then I'll stare at my computer all day watching fucking my little animated characters stand there in my roster.
I know.
Oh, come on. We can do Conquest now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
God. If you forget about Conquest. I didn't even show it last night on the stream. I couldn't do it. Karth. I just could not do it. Bring myself like, God. I was like, please, God, Jesus, no more. God, please. But then I looked at it and like, I'm not going to do Conquest again today. That's a very good point, Jedi Rules. Patreons, guys. We've lost a lot of Patrons here recently. Patrons is what keeps me streaming. Because, well, it keeps me streaming. Because everything else goes to, I use what I get in tip jar for like costumes, things of that nature for charity. What I do make on Twitch, I don't make anything on YouTube. I like literally get paid nothing to do YouTube. That's why we stopped streaming on YouTube. Twitch, what we do, we put that in a fund for our projects for the stream, right? But Patreon's what keeps me up and running to stream. So if you haven't become a patron, think about coming to Patreon. It's cool. You can $5 a month. It can support everything that I'm working on. It keeps me up and streaming and stuff. $5 a month. For less than the cost of a cup of coffee a day, you can keep Ranger up and running and streaming. So if you haven't think about it, I'll link it here. Yeah, I know my Jedi rules here. It's just the beating. Just no. That was a shit to bed. But yeah, if you want to become a patron, please do. We do have a Shui challenge with that. So if we get 4 more patrons, Jedi Rules usually came on, but if we get 4 more, then hey, I'll do some Shuis. And people like to see me do Shuis, so there you go. Go there now. If we get some new ones, just say clink clink. I'll check. If we get 4 more today before the stream ends, I'll do some Shuis on stream. That's I don't want to do Shuis on the stream, but you gotta give the people what they want, and they like seeing me drink Horrible Fosters out of a effing shoe. So yeah, I did 28 of them last night.
We need these people to get to want to see you with some hookers and blow.
Yeah, that's what would help. That would be nice. I would like that. Yeah.
Stupid TB commands.
Do you need me to deploy anywhere? I haven't done
no,
it.
No.
I didn't think we did.
I just need Maddie and Marion are gonna finish the preload, okay. And even if they don't end up deploying, it doesn't matter. We have like almost 100,000 excess GP in phase 6, so it's like we could not even do a planet and probably still get to 36 stars. So
we're getting there.
I mean, I just don't care. It's like I see all these people going for like 37 to 39 stars. I'm like, the ROI on those R9s is awful. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm like, so why would I push the guild to invest in something that doesn't have any benefit to them? Like there are a handful of good platoon of R9s, right? Like Star Killers and Gas and Jedi Knight Lukes and things like that. Where there are good ones out there that would be great investments for a lot of the players. But for every one of those, there is a shitty one. And it's like, how many people want to do R9 Bodhi Rook and R9 You know, Chirrut and R9, you know, just other characters they don't Logray and Wicket and those kind of characters, you know, things they don't really care about. It's like I don't know why we'd want to push that. It's like what we want to do is get Zepho maxed. If that'll pick us up our extra star. It doesn't require any further investment,
Yeah.
and the rewards from it are better. Now I'm gonna need to probably put a little bit better comprehensive guide together on that mission because our fail rate was fucking high.
I don't think people remodded correctly. That's what I'm doing right now.
That's probably part of it, but we were 9 of 26. Like that fail rate was awful.
Well, you know me, I'll remod, I'll do it, and I'll beat it, and
Yeah, I mean, I did mine on my main account without changing my Cal mods. I did put mods on for Seer to put defense sets on her.
really, I can keep my
But
offense set on Cal.
well, no, I have mine modded differently. Mine's modded for speed. I have speed on my Cal. So
God damn it, I went all health because that's what you said to do.
no, that's fine. No,
I hate
in
you.
yours thing that's fine. I'm just saying I didn't follow the guide I posted when I did mine because
Oh,
I didn't.
thanks.
I did my videos prior to the guide because I forgot where that guide was.
Mm.
But even I've looked at the guide and I don't. I agree with the strategy. I don't agree with the modding.
Well,
I
then,
don't think them. So I'm gonna work on putting something else together
do I
for
need
the
to
next
do
one.
my modding again for Cal? I'm going to kill you.
No. You're fine. You're fine. It works. That strategy does work.
But then you're
I
not
just
doing it.
Yeah, because I have a different mod depth and I have more relic levels. I have an R8 Seer and R9 Jedi Knight Cal. It's a different can of worms.
Well, I'm just going to put his leadership Omni on and pray. So there you go.
Yeah, Mike, that's exactly what we'll probably end up doing too. Is for people that don't
Is it the
want
special
to.
Omni or is it the leader Omni you need?
It's no, because you're not a leader, so you can't use
So
it.
use the special Omni. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
I knew I was putting an
world.
Omni on. I couldn't remember which one I was going to do here. I was like, mm-hmm.
It's the whirlwind. It's not the crossguard stance. It's the whirlwind one. Because you get stacking.
You get 300% and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, you get whenever you use it, it's an AOE stun,
Yeah.
and so that really helps mitigate the incoming fire. But then on top of that, you get every time it's been used prior, you get protection up, a stack for every time you've used it. So it gives you more benefit to bounce back and forth between it.
Then I will put that on for next TV. So let it be written. So let it be done. Hey, Mr. Mike Hole. Mike Hole. Yeah, so get your questions in, guys. Make sure you put the word question for any extra question statement stuff. Okay.
Happy Days is my favorite theme song. Kick your butt at a game of ping pong.
Oh
Yeah, because that Ami, what it does is it recovers you 50% health and protection on Cal, and gives all allies protection up 20% stacking for 2 turns for each use of Whirlwind Slam since the last use of Whirlwind Slam. Not
Okay.
yeah.
Bonus.
Which is the next time.
Dizzy Noodle Snarfy Snarf. Hello, Dizzy Snarfy Snarf.
What the hell? Sorry, it's the next time he uses Windmill Defense, he recovers 50% health and protection. Why is this on Whirlwind Slam? Whatever. And gives all allies for each use of Whirlwind Slam since the last use of Windmill Defense. Okay. So at least 1 stack. Okay. If he didn't have Double Blade at the start, instead, all allies gain advantage for 4 turns, stun all enemies for 1 turn, and inflict armor shred for the rest of the encounter.
Hey, boss. What's going on, buddy? We're just doing the Jedi Academy thing, answering questions, living the dream.
Living the dream. Oh, man, I forgot to do that part this morning.
Oh, that's right.
Dun-dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Derp, derp.
Bow, 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 down. Bow,
All
bow,
right.
bow, bow.
You get your questions in.
Sorry, I just passed out there because we only get like 26 stars, and we're just trying to get Riva missions locked down now.
That's all right. You got to do what you got to do, man. The love, the lead.
Yeah, yeah. We're in a different boat, but I can't understand why people would want to push for more R9s. Like, unless CG gives me a reason to give a care about maxing TB rewards, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't care. Like, we need bloat. Like, that's the biggest thing with this is like, if you want to max all 55 stars in this TB, you need like guilds that have like 100, or no, sorry, you would need a billion GP. Yeah,
Yeah.
a billion GP. And it's just like, you know how much bloat that's gonna be?
Mhm.
1 million, 1 billion.
Yeah, like everybody in the guild's gonna need like 20 million GP.
Oh my
It's
god,
like,
that's
like,
crazy. Yeah.
yeah, it's like, you know how long that's gonna take to make that happen? Like, the only thing I'm excited for is that there's a high possibility that we get Mandalore as a mixed zone planet sometime after Bo-Katan's release. Because otherwise I don't really know why CG went through the effort of making sure we had a full split dark side Mando team and light side Mando team.
Yeah.
Besides just to make sure that, because I mean, it's like, oh man, you took away using Maul Mandos, the team I never use, because if I take Maul away from Lord Vader, he sucks.
Lord failure.
Pretty much, yeah.
Taking it.
All I can think is, yes, sir. Give me another, sir. Oh, yes, sir.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Mr. Buddy.
I know I'm gonna go to hell for this, but the eventual R10.
It's probably
next year,
somewhere
but
in the pike, but I mean, man, I don't know if CG wants to push it. Like,
yeah.
CG's having such a hard time getting players to buy into high relics. Like, R7 wasn't that big of that hard of a thing to get people to buy into, but man, R9 is just
horrible.
killing people because it's so unaccessible. You know, you're talking about like enough salvage to do 5 Gear 12 plus pieces of some of the most in-demand Gear 12 plus salvage. And yeah, it's like, do I take 5 characters to Gear 13, or do I take 1 character to Relic 9? And it's like, most development is going to be getting characters from Gear 12 to Gear 13 because that jump is massive for a lot of characters. And even then, the first few like relic levels, you know, getting the Relic 3 or even a Relic 5, which is fairly obtainable for a lot of people. I know carbonite circuit boards are going to be the bane of everyone's existence. But that improvement for characters is infinitely more valuable than taking a character to Relic 9. It's like, would I love to have my gas at Relic 9? Yeah, because it would be, he gains, you know, like 12,000 protection out of it. He gains some more health. He gains more damage. You know, he's better character for being at R9. But there's a reason I haven't done it yet. The competitive advantage for me doing it is next to nothing. Like, it's Datacron influence more than that, and it's just like, okay, so why would I invest into that when I could just take a few more characters, you know, up a couple relic levels, or invest into something different that would benefit my account better. So they have a hard time making that sales pitch, and I don't understand.
Mr. Bone, is light side Geo even maxable yet? I don't even know or care.
Nope. Nope. It's
I think we still need another fleet. Yeah. Dark side question: what would Lord Vader need to be good without Maul? Ooh. Inquisitors with Lord Vader is really good with Malicos. Without Maul, it's still a pretty potent team.
You
But
need
that's a lot, man. That's a lot.
it's you need the problem is that Lord Vader's ult is so tied to the seething rage mechanic that you need somebody that does self-harm on the team with a debuff on them, because that's the only way you get ult charge is and consistently. So it's like you need somebody like Saw for Lord Vader that damages the team to power up something that gets you your ult more consistently, because the only time Lord Vader is a consistent GL and does things consistently is with Maul. Otherwise, you are so slow on your first ult that you never get to really do anything. You're just always kind of falling behind.
Because I meant in terms of an update to his kit. That'd have to be an overhaul.
Oh, well, to make Lord Vader better, during his ult he needs to ignore taunt.
Yes.
Because that is the dumbest thing. I cannot understand why he is so hammered by that. Like, JMK gets to do it, Jabba gets to do it, Leia gets to give everyone a buff that gives them let them do it. You know, Slacker and Rey don't, sure, but they're the first iterations, no big deal. You know, Lord Vader.
And Slacker can get rid of the taunt,
but
on most cases.
Yeah, well, but JML can ignore it. Once he hits ultimate, then everyone can ignore it. C's Link can ignore taunts. Well, at least the second one can. The first one can't, but that's fine. Most time it doesn't matter. Once you get to your ult, you've killed half the board anyways. So it's like you have all these characters that was like pivotal for getting around. I can't tell you how many times Lord Vader peters out versus JMK because you get stuck behind GK damage immunity and you have no way around it. It's like, oh yeah, but you can go kill my Piet and my Maul right away, but I have got no way to get after you. Like, I can't get rid of Cat and nerf your damage. I have to sit here and just take it in the shorts.
Yeah.
Just like it's such a misplay. They need to give him an ability that allows him to work around it. But that's the only thing I could think of that would fix Lord Vader. Outside of that, his kit's not bad. His kit's quite good, but he needs to get to at least a second ult with a high relic team to be a threat. And without Maul, you're not getting there. So that's the only thing.
I think Finn.
Oh.
I mean, in terms of an update to his kit. Yeah, we got it. Ranger, what is your prediction for tomorrow? What is the score? Eagles 900, Cowboys 3. It's not going to be good.
900. I think they would
good in his last game.
I'm pretty sure at that point they just turn off the match if that was the
They
score.
go to another game, yeah.
Yeah, because that's 900, man. That's absurd. Like,
that's a halftime. That's a halftime score.
The halftime score. Jesus Christ.
But the Dolphins scored 70 this year already.
I think the Eagles are going to just do crazy shit. I'm hopeful, but I'm also realistic.
Did you see the fake tush push? That was kind of good. Good old tush push.
All I know is I shall. Yeah, no, I don't think it's gonna be a close one, Mr. Bowen. I'd love to see the Cowboys pull this off, but it's in Philadelphia. The Eagles are. I mean, the Cowboys are looking good, but I mean, the Eagles have looked. They just pull games out, and I'd rather the Cowboys get skunked than have a heartbreaker. You know, where they lose like 34-31 or something. Like if they field goal last second, it's like, oh my god, that's even worse. I'm a sad panda. I love the Cowboys, but they break my heart so much. I don't care about WWE anymore. Don't get me wrong. I used to watch religiously during the Attitude Hour and other stuff, Jedi Rules, WWE, but it doesn't do anything for me. I have a huge appreciation for WWE. Don't get me wrong. But I understand why people love it. It's a lot. It's very entertaining. It's sports entertainment, and it is awesome. And those guys do some crazy shit, and they're fun to watch. And you just kind of, after a while, I just kind of like, okay. You know, he needed to talk to Jedi Rules as Finn. Finn is a massive WWE guy. Good God. Borg's in WWE. He does not make sense. Eating Twinkies and fruit snacks while he watches that shit. He does not make sense. Strange man
Borg's
from another
doing
planet.
WWE. That'd be
God
fun.
damn it, Finn. Cowboys are not front runners if they can't beat if they get skunked by the 49ers, Nathaniel Morgan, and if they get skunked by the Eagles. There will be a good team, makes the playoffs, maybe wins one round and gets their ass handed to them. So until the Cowboys can pull off some big game wins, I don't have hope.
But hope starts rebellions.
I don't care what it starts. Just fucking start some shit with the Cowboys. It's like, the two teams I religiously follow, the Astros, and even though the Astros, they lost in 7 games in the ALCS against the World Series champions, the Rangers, the Astros don't have anything to prove. They've been to 7 straight ALCSs. They've been to 4 World Series. They've won 2 of them. And it's like, even when they don't make it to the World Series, or if they lose in the World Series, it's like, yeah, but they've already won. So it's like they don't have anything to prove. The Cowboys ain't done shit. Still my team, still love them. But they ain't done shit. So until they do some shit, I'm just going to be very apprehensive. I want to believe all the way. But, when they had this thing this year where it's like, if it's a bad team or a mid team, they beat the shit out of them. And I mean the Cowboys, because they're a very talented team, will beat the crap out of somebody. But then when they face a good team, they poo the bed. So it's hard. So I don't have high hopes for tomorrow. I'm going to be watching the game. I'm going to be doing my thing and being hopeful, and I'll be let down, and then Carla hold me emotionally, who doesn't give a shit. Like, yes, Ranger, your sports ball team lost. I'm sorry, buddy. Give me a pat on the back.
I don't know. If I was ranking the NFC
oh my
teams
God,
right now,
Grande's in the chat. Everybody,
Oh, boy.
lock the doors, shut the windows.
Grande!
Jesus Christ. Oh my sweet Jesus. Thank God he hasn't joined the call yet. Oh my God.
That's taking me back. I feel like the Cowboys might be the second best team in the NFC right now, though. San Francisco has played terrible.
Can't figure out
Their quarterback has been bad.
their injuries have caught up to him. You can't lose
Yeah.
that amount of players and still be like they were.
Yeah, the offensive line. I know they traded for defensive end.
Yeah, he's a stud too. That guy's a stud. So
Yeah. Man, what is the Redskins doing? They traded both Sweat and him. The
it's his contract reasons.
Yeah, I know they're both up, which is crazy.
It's a smart move from the Commanders. They're still in that rebuild phase. I think their quarterback's fantastic. So yeah,
he's fun. I don't know about fantastic.
I mean, he threw for damn near 400 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Eagles. I think that, and he has had some incredible games this year. I mean, the reason they're winning is because of how good he's been. So yeah.
I feel like he's a better version of Heineke, who's going to take over for Atlanta now, though. It's kind of hilarious. They got rid of Heineke, and now they have a slightly better version of Heineke.
God, Grande wants to be social in the chat. Says, question, you know what they call second best? Answer, first loser. It's not wrong. Mr. Bone, how do you feel, Mr. Bone? Mr. Bone is rattling. Aha, that's a good one. Well, let's see what other nonsense Grande is going to say. Actually, I don't think he has this. He doesn't have the Jedi Academy Zoom call.
Oops.
Or if he does, he doesn't know how to get in here. I'm just warning you guys. Grande makes an appearance. The earth will start freezing. Dead Rose Ranger, if my Eagles destroy your Cowboys, I'll be gifting subs to you on Twitch. He always gives subs on Twitch. You don't have to do that. You can talk shit. Nice. That's your team. They kick my ass, my team's ass. You got to do it. What can you do? What can men do since such us to say? On Monday. All right, so get your questions in. We're going to start going toward the tail end of the Jedi Academy. So any questions, comments, get those in. Maybe it becomes a new Patreon. Go click, let me know so I can sing your praises. Fort Ranger, cup of coffee. And then yeah, I think pretty sure we're not having Jedi or D&D tomorrow, so let's just be chilling. We'll do the new lore video. Everyone can show up. We're doing it regardless if it's just me. So they're going, you know what I think.
No one cares, Ranger.
So yeah, and then in game we took raid at Relic 9 last night for the homies.
Oh,
Yeah, Leia's already 9. We're working on our ultimate. The next big project is we're going to take Zori to. I think Relic 3 is fine, just so we can use datacrons with her. And then I had to take Seer to 7, so we got that squared away. Cal's I remodded Seer and Cal. So yeah. It says Ranger, I would love to join you, but I'm just not in a location. A location I can. I would sneak in to know you if I could, and you know it. I know, Grande. I'm cursed with you forever. Okay, I know these. I know this.
I know him. I know him.
I know this, Grande. I know this.
Pappy Patron.
Grande would get his ass in here. Oh no, he's in BFE. Shucks, gosh, darn. He's busy being papa. Being a papa. All right. All right. Final call for questions. So I'm gonna wrap it up and give time for Jedi Rose to get ready for WWE, and then I'm gonna go see what needs to be done. I'm gonna do some stuff outside today, but don't just watch some college football. I might just enjoy the day. My God.
I don't know if that's allowed.
I know, right? I did a lot of streaming yesterday. I was with Scribbles, and then we did my stream yesterday. So yeah, we did the big Halloween stream. Posted it. Looks great. Daisy did a great job on the Halloween show. Her and contingent did good. The yeoman's work. I tell you. Did a great job. Got it, Daisy. Yeah, great job, guys. All right. I'm just looking. I don't see any other questions. I'm just seeing here.
Man, we didn't have any help.
Final call. We'll do a final call. Get out here a little early today. Yes, Grande is awesome in a not acknowledgeable kind of way. That psychopath has a big enough ego for the size of Texas. Don't inflate it anymore, you crazy folks in chat. That's why he thinks he can say and do whatever he wants. See? All right, final call for questions. Wrap it up. Let Karth drink some coffee, get his day started. Let Phil do his thing. I'm going to go do my thing. Things. Stuff.
Conquest and mod depression is what I gotta do.
Yeah, I gotta do.
At least that's the limit.
Go knock out my Ewok battles. Let me go knock out my Head Cartel battles. Whee!
Man, I got such good what do you call them? The things I got voluntary Vanguard on the first one. That's never happened. But like for some reason, I'm having to go back and do like the 14 Jedi, Old Republic, the 14 Attacker. I don't know. I've had a harder time, maybe because I'm killing things faster, because I got my set up and running almost by the end of the first sector, which almost never happens. Like I already had 2 volatile or whatever that setup is between the volatile and the one that when you put
agony,
yeah. And so like I was working so hard to get the 60 ones, I keep on ending up like only 9 and 10 out of the 14 ones. I'm like, I'm doing this the wrong way.
Countdown.
Yeah. And then that doubt in the third one. Oh my God, that's gonna kill me. I'm getting 1.
We're leaving together.
Just need to have Afra.
And still we stay strong.
I wish. I could unlock her. I have all the stuff. I just have to put. I'd have to put all the relics.
You would
Which
just
then
need a whale. Come
they
on,
become
that's so
What a
easy.
whale
Everyone
wants,
loves it.
what a whale needs, whatever
And
makes him happy.
everybody tells me I've
sets
been
him
stuck
free.
at 9.5 for like the last
How dare you? Sir.
X amount of months.
Why don't you get to 10 million, scrub?
I know.
Why don't you
Well,
do stuff?
I'm trying to hoard towards Leia, and I'm getting there.
That's
I'm
okay.
close.
Yeah, you need to get late.
But
That's a more admirable goal than Afra.
Afra is.
How
Don't get me
really
wrong. Afra's
wiped me
good, and
out.
she's nice to have. But that's the thing about Afra. She's nice to have. You can do good stuff without her. It's nice to have her,
That's-
but
that's
Leia's a
the
little bit more important.
It's the unfortunate part of Afra, though. It's like
It's the R5.
she was
No Jedi rules.
when they brought her into the game.
Yeah,
I
let's do some more.
swear to you, it was the epitome of like they only tested her with her datacron
Yes.
Yeah.
because she is so lackluster. I mean, she still do stuff? Yes, 100%. She is still a viable character. She's still good. She still has her place.
Now
But
listen to it more, Jedi rules. Damn it.
it's just not consistent, man. It's just you have to be modded really well. You have to be you have to have really good characters. You have to sacrifice a lot of things. And even then it's not a guarantee. And it's like, well, nobody wants to use a counter that's not a guarantee.
Jedi rules. Beatles song. I've only listened to it like once or twice, man. Give me a break.
Listen to what?
The new Beatles song.
Oh, the new Beatles song?
Yeah, they took a old recording because John Lennon used to do a lot of tracks where he would just play the piano when he was writing his songs and stuff, and so they had that version, but it wasn't until now that they could use the technology to pull his voice and then have Ringo and Paul join in, and they were able to piece together this song as a tribute, which I really like because they're on death's door. I mean, let's try to get as much love as we can for Ringo and Paul. They're both 80s. They're in their 80s now, so yeah. I got the mindset on you. All right. I don't see any other questions, so we're gonna wrap it up. If you need me for anything, you can hit me up in Discord. I'm always available. I may not respond right away, but you can. Remember, as a Patreon VIP, take advantage of your VIP status. You can tag me. You can tag Karth. You can tag Grande. I wouldn't, but you can. And if you have any questions about SWGOH or anything, you don't have to wait for us to be streaming to get your questions answered. That's the benefit of being part of the VIP Patreons. It's pretty cool. On top, you get the lore videos earlier, so you have unlimited access to us at any time. So there you go. Desi has to change her oil. Okay. Have a good one, Desi. Snarf, snarf. Change your oil. That's right. So yeah, take advantage of that if you become Patreon, and make sure you get your access. Just message me in Discord, say, hey, I don't see my VIP status, and I'll make sure you get it. But other than that, it should be pretty chill. We'll get into the lore video out for you guys and things of that nature. So yeah, everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for joining us on Jedi Academy. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe, all that stuff. I hate saying it, but I have to say it because that's the way the algorithm works. If you want to help us get more viewers and stuff to have this algorithm kick it to other people, how long did you watch the video? Did you interact with the video? Leave comments. Those are always important on any video that we have. So, that's the easiest way you can support us. It's just doing this, simple things like that. All right. Everyone have a great rest of the day. Love you guys. And we will see you when we see you. Peace out.